In advance of their opening weekend, we'll dive into a massive field of full-timers for the Hunt the Front series, plus some race results, an update on Trey Osborne, and I want to know why you just can't thank your guys enough. Let's go. It's Monday, March 11th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily. On the YouTube channel on Sunday, episode 5 of the 410 Sprint Car Build Series with driver Zach Hampton premiered. Front-end assembly begins in this newest video that includes the front axle, the hubs, the brake, the tethers, the radius rods. All of that is included here. You can tune in anytime for free to that series, and don't forget to roll back and watch the first 4 episodes as well. Zach started from a bare frame, worked through the interior and the dash. He showed us rear end assembly and squaring, and obviously now has moved on to the front end. If you want to understand the process of putting a sprint car together and get educated on all of the parts and the pieces and the setup, this is the video series for you. New episodes will be released every Thursday and Sunday until the car is finished. You can watch now over at youtube.com/DIRTRACKR. I mentioned briefly yesterday that the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series 2024 season is scheduled to kick off this coming weekend at the Talladega Short Track. They've got 5,000 to win Friday and 15,000 to win on Saturday. About a month ago, we rolled through their list of series full-timers. We did that after the announcement that Tanner English was going to forego a national tour for this season and instead go full-time with Hunt the Front. At that moment, the list was already big, and with just a few days to go now before the opener, it's grown even larger. Within the last few days, South Carolina driver Clay Knight has added his name to the mix, and we are now at 19 drivers declared for the second season of the Southeastern Base Late Model Championship. The expanded schedule for 2024 includes 25 races, with a bunch of those paying at least $15,000 to win, and they've added a ton of money to the point fund. It's now $50,000 to win the championship, and that is from a total $150,000 point fund. The signed-on drivers are getting to participate as well in a loyalty program that includes free entry to races, an additional mid-season points payout that guarantees cash to all of those with perfect attendance. They get access to provisionals for events, they get a free streaming account, and all of that. So here's the list of all 19 drivers, including the 2 we've already mentioned. They are Sam Seawright, Clay Harris, Joseph Joyner, Jackson Heiss, Cameron Weaver, Carson Ferguson, Ashton Winger, Josh Putnam, Bo Slate, Dalton Cook, Trey Mills, Stacy Bowles, Caden Mullinax, Trent Ivey, Jeff Smith, Josh Henry, Zach Mitchell, plus Tanner English and Clay Knight. That's a very strong lineup of rookies and veterans and some of the top talent in the region. Josh Putnam was the series champion in 2023, but he'll have a much more difficult path this season. We saw Clay Harris run really well against Lucas during speed weeks, and several of these guys are already regional late model champions. That includes Carson Ferguson, Zach Mitchell, Josh Henry, Jeff Smith, and Knight. Tanner English has national touring wins on his resume, as does Ashton Winger. And Winger was also the Summer Nationals champion in 2023. This is going to be a very difficult championship to win in 2024. And this full-timers list doesn't even include the rotating cast of characters who are going to be in and out all season long trying to steal some of these wins. We already know guys like Brandon Overton and Jimmy Owens have plans of racing with this series, and guys like Ricky Thornton Jr. and Mike Marlar and Dale McDowell had Hunt the Front series wins a year ago. I think this could end up being one of the toughest late model tours in the country by the time this season is over. Drop me a comment. Let me know what your win picks, what your championship picks are for the Hunt the Front series this season. At Georgetown Speedway yesterday, the Short Track Super Series got their South Region season going with some Sunday afternoon racing. Brandon Grosso, Jordan Watson were the front row, and Grosso actually led most of the 40-lapper. Tires were an issue on a difficult racetrack surface, and there ended up being all sorts of victims of that, and it included Grosso. Stuart Friesen took the lead from Grosso coming to 8 laps to go, and he immediately slowed with a flat right rear tire. And at that same moment that Grosso was dealing with this, Matt Shepard also pulled up lane with a flat. Over the final few laps, as Friesen drove on to the win, we also watched Mike Mahaney suffer the same fate. And then, as luck would have it, Friesen's 44 machine also had a tire go down, but it happened just after the checkered flag, so he got very, very lucky. He even mentioned in Victory Lane that he knew there wasn't much left of that tire. He did make a quick trip to the pit area for a fresh right rear before pulling back onto the track for Victory Lane celebrations. Mike Maresca and Mike Guler were also on the day's podium. Next up for the modified competitors is the 50,000 to win speed showcase at Port Royal. They've got practice and qualifying this coming Friday with the 75 lapper and the big cash coming up on Saturday. Watching Stuart Friesen in Victory Lane yesterday get interviewed, he gave us that old line, "Can't thank my guys enough." When did that become so pervasive in these post-win interviews? Why can't a driver thank their guys enough? I tweeted this morning that just one time I want a driver to say they thank their crew just the right amount. You know, we won today, the guys worked hard, and I gave them all a nice handshake, they'll get a nice cash bonus, and it's just the right amount of thanks for me. My guy Freddie Kraft replied that he likes when they leave out the enough part, so drivers just say, "Can't thank my guys." Why can't you thank them? Did they do a bad job, or do you just have no guys to thank? It's funny how we end up with all of these cliches, like there's some sort of race car driver interview school that everyone goes through to learn all of these things, but obviously that doesn't exist. Before season start as well, everyone, if you notice, is just so damn excited about how excited this new exciting season is going to be. If you took a shot for every excited you heard or read in the couple of months leading into the season, you would die very quickly from alcohol poisoning. And I saw another one today from Kyle on Twitter. Hats off to him. You know, when you get beat, hats off to those guys for really kicking our ass today. What other cliches do you guys like or maybe hate that we get in these post-race interviews? Leave me a comment below with your thoughts on all of this. Going back to the USAC Sprint Car season opening stretch in Florida, you might remember that night at Ocala Speedway where we had 2 cars leave the ballpark in turn 3. One was Zach Dom. He was okay afterwards, if not a little bit banged up. The second one was Trey Osborne, but he wasn't as lucky as Dom was. In the aftermath, we found out that Osborne fractured his back, potentially putting his first full USAC Sprint Car season in doubt. Osborne had planned on splitting the season between the Baldwin Fox 5 and his own car. Yesterday evening, Osborne shared to social media that his recovery is going well and that he should be cleared to race in late March or early April. If that holds, there would be hope that he could not miss any races as the USAC schedule doesn't start back up again until April 5th at the Terre Haute Action Track. If you're at a USAC race, Osborne, tough to miss. He stands about 6 feet 8 inches tall and he's got bright red hair. When you see him, you know exactly who it is. It was a tough ride he took at Ocala, but hopefully he'll get to race again soon. We'll call it good there for today. Appreciate you guys as always tuning into the show and for helping to push the growth of the channel. If you want even more dirt racing content, check out DIRTRACKR.com and follow DIRTRACKR across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. DIRTRACKR, obviously DIRTRACKR. Social media, we're sharing all sorts of things all the time. There's new content across the social media channels every single day. DIRTRACKR.com, your home for news and the analytics section and the streaming schedule and all of the information around the show. If you want to read the show transcripts every single day, they are posted at DIRTRACKR.com. Easy to find there as well. I hope you guys have a great Monday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.